Hi, I'm Nicola, and thank you for showing interest in Castaway Cruise and Resort Hiring Agency's upcoming interviews.
Carnival cruise ships are the fun ships, and therefore we are looking for fun staff who can commit to a 6-month contract at sea. There will be many different start dates for these positions spanning the second half of 2019, maybe even into 2020. These 6-month contracts would require you to live on board a cruise ship for that 6 months, living in a small cabin and sharing this with one other person of the same gender. Cruise ship cabins are small. I'm talking bunk beds, a little bit of cupboard and drawer space. There is a bathroom for the two of you, so you're not lining up down hallways. You have a housekeeper that comes in and cleans up after you daily, which is very nice. However, crew cabins are not luxurious. You are surrounded by people 24/7. You just step outside the door and there's everyone else who knows who you are, what you're doing, who you're doing it with, and they're not afraid to talk about it. But ship life is a fun life. You do get to meet people from all around the world, and you will become like a family out at sea. There are a lot of crew facilities that you can use, a crew bar, a crew gym, even sporting events that you can join in, a crew training center where you can learn another language, and you are what's counted as a staff member. Staff members are allowed to go into the guest areas during their time off. There are some rules and regulations that come along with this, so most of the time you're probably going to want to hang out in the crew areas or get off the ship when you do have the time to do so. You do, however, work 7 days a week. There is no such thing as a full day off. You will have two different types of days out at sea. There is port days and there are sea days. The sea days are the busiest days for everyone. That's when all the guests are on board and they're going to want to be entertained. Those days you're looking at doing short shifts with short breaks in between. You may do 3 hours, have a 2-hour break. Come back and do another 3 hours, have a 2-hour break. Come back and do a final 3 hours until you've done 9 hours for the day, possibly even 10. On port days, you are looking at doing less hours, and usually you'll have those chunks of time in longer stretches, maybe doing 5-6 hours straight, so that you can afford to have those bigger chunks of time to get off the ship and go out and be a tourist. For example, you may work from 7 o'clock in the morning through till midday, and then be off in the afternoon and evening. Or you might not start work until 4 o'clock in the afternoon and work through till 10, 11, maybe even 12, but you've had that entire day to get off the ship and go out and be a tourist. Sometimes you will not be able to get off the ship, and all your friends are getting off in Jamaica. You're like, thanks guys, have fun. But that ship's going to come back to Jamaica the next time, and that's when you'll have the opportunity to get off the ship. You will get to see all the places your ship is visiting, and it honestly is going to get to the point where you'll be like, really? Grand Cayman again? I'm going to sleep in today. I know you don't believe me right now, but it can happen. Of course, working on a cruise ship isn't all just amazing beaches and meeting great people. You are there, of course, to work. The fun squad, the sports staff, and the DJ hosts are all there to make sure that the guests are having a fantastic time on their cruise. The fun squad will host a variety of different events. This could be hosting a karaoke, bingo, 80s trivia in the back lounge when you're dressed up like Madonna or Richard Simmons. You could be hosting pool games, belly flop contests, all sorts of crazy things like that. They have life-size games of Clue. You could be Professor Plum and everyone's trying to murder you all cruise long. There's a little bit of something for everyone. One day you could be hosting a ship-wide deck party as the ship sails away from Mexico. The tequila has been flowing. The next day you could be playing a game of Scrabble with two little old ladies on the rainy afternoon. Whichever activity you are hosting, we are looking for people who are friendly, outgoing, who can get along with a variety of different people, who can speak in front of large crowds, who can have fun with the guests, who can get them up and making sure that they're having fun and not worrying about their lives back at home. The DJ hosts will also be involved in hosting some of these activities, but they will also be DJing. There is a regular DJ on board who will work in the back lounge or the disco. That will be their main arena. The DJ host is backing up, helping out, maybe DJing in different lounges when the other DJ is busy, or they could be DJing with that DJ as well, different sets. You will, however, be a mixture of both, so we are looking for someone who does have the fun squad qualities as well as has that DJ experience. The sports staff may be helping out the fun squad as well, but their main task is to work with all the sporting events on board. There is a sports deck that converts to volleyball, basketball, many other sports. There are golf simulators, ping pong tables, but the main place you will be working is the high ropes courses that they now have on board several of the ships. Preferably, they would like you to have that either rock climbing or ropes experience, but you can be trained on board the ship. For all three of these positions, they are looking for personality. That is the biggest part of this position. It is a fun squad role, no matter which one of these three positions you do have. The fun squad bring the fun to the fun ships. The pay structure for these positions will have you starting at $1,800 US per month. You do level up as you go throughout your contract as you move into more of the senior part of the role, i.e. hosting more rather than backing up and helping out. As you level up, the pay structure does move up as well. Everything you earn is completely tax-free and a living expense-free. You are not paying for food. You are not paying for accommodation. You don't have a car, so you're not pumping that full of petrol. You don't need to bring a mobile phone with you. You're covered completely medically also. So the only thing you are going to spend your own money on is yourself. When you want to get off the ship, you might buy lunch or a souvenir one day, or if you want to go to the crew bar at the end of the night, grab yourself a Corona. That will set you back $1.50 because everything's duty-free. I don't recommend spending your entire wage in the bar. You'll be pretty sick and likely pretty fired.
I do hope you're interested in discussing these positions and the interviews with me further. Please follow the instructions as set out in the email so we can have this talk and I can answer any other questions you may have.